Hi, this is Scott Arnold, and we're going to talk about the changes to the chapters 120 and 121 of the FDOT Design Manual. Section 120.1, the modification for non-conventional projects box at the end of this section was revised to direct the reader to FDM 301 and the RFP for design submittal requirements. In section 120.2.2, the current year, opening year, and design year were clarified for annual average daily traffic. And the final section to change in this chapter was 120.4.1. This is a new section to clarify the review requirements for a project not owned by the department that's located on FDOT right-of-way, regardless of the funding source or who the owner is. And that's all the changes to chapter 120. Now we'll move on to chapter 121. So section 121.1, the first modification for non-conventional projects box was deleted, and it previously stated to delete the first paragraph of the section. There was some discussion as to whether structural designs are developed under the direction of the SDO and the DSDO for design build, and it was agreed that that is still true since the SDO and DSDO do help develop the RFP. Next, we have section 121.3.2, number 4. This is a clarification that a structure will not be classified as Category 2 due to the use of precast elements with fiber-reinforced polymer composite materials when those elements are included in the standard plans. For example, precast concrete pilings with carbon fiber pre-stressing strands. Next is section 121.3.2, number 6. The seventh bullet under this section previously included segmental box girder superstructure components and spliced I and U girders as precast structural elements that would not be considered atypical. This implied that these structural elements would not be classified as Category 2, so they were removed from this bullet. Segmental box girder superstructure components and spliced I and U girders are classified as Category 2. Section 121.5. The last sentence of the first paragraph previously stated that the SDO would have total project development and review responsibility on large projects where the majority of the bridges were Category 2. But if the majority of the bridges were Category 1, then SDO would only be responsible for Category 2 and DSDO would be responsible for Category 1. This somewhat contradicts the next to last sentence and overly complicates the paragraph, so it was removed. Other changes in this section were implementation of abbreviations for consistency. Next up is section 121.9.9, number 11. The reference to installation table was changed to pile shaft table. This is consistent terminology for what the table is actually called in the plans and matches what is shown in table 121.14.1. Section 121.11.4. There was some language in this section that referred to prints of the original drawings, quantity books, and other direction that is now obsolete, so that was all removed. Section 121.12. This section was extensively revised, and the language was added to independent peer review criteria for bridges. And finally, section 121.18. This section was revised to clarify the review requirements for non-department owned projects. And that's all we have for chapters 120 and 121.